Kababayan, welcome. Hello.
Oh, talaga? No. Hi, Pinoy. So nice to be back. It's great. It's great. Whenever I land in Philippines, I smell a giant whiff of adobo.
And good adobo.
Good adobo
Good
from
adobo.
Maples. Just one tita with a giant cauldron.
You know there's a whole bunch of them making some right now, right?
I'm trying to find a tita to marry.
Ron, I was this close from reading the introduction with my Filipino accent.
Okay.
I didn't because I feel like
Because you'll get fired.
we would get in trouble. But you lean into your Filipino heritage a lot.
Yes.
In your comedy. Why lean in on that of all the things you could do?
Well, imagine I didn't. Wouldn't that be terrible? Like, really?
People might be a little bit confused.
Well, first of all, when I started in the 90s, if I didn't mention it, someone would yell out, "What's wrong with your face?" What do you mean? Your nose and eyes are different. I'm not even joking. Like,
No kidding.
When I started in the 90s, Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal were hit places. But if you go around those cities, not the same welcoming experience. Because I started in 95. So if I didn't talk about it, and here's the thing, some Filipinos now, they're a different generation. Their parents are like my age, born and raised in Canada or U.S. They don't talk about the accent. They don't talk about the Filipinoisms because it's gone now.
Yeah.
They would have to reference their grandparents, and they don't even know their grandparents. So I'm the last of that Russell Peters first generation comedians that talk about where they're from.
Where does that land for you? Even as you were describing that, it was processing in my head. I go, wait a minute, you're right. It almost is a culture that it's changed.
After me, it's done. After me, the comedians that want to talk about being Filipino, they would have to seriously think about that because they're not influenced by their parents the way I was. They don't do the accents anymore. So it's not that I chose to do this because I thought it would help my career. There was nothing else. I had to speak up and say, hey, I am Filipino, because my first 2 years, I just didn't talk about it, and people would be like,
why not? Why aren't you talking about it?
And it's confusing to the audience because they don't see anybody but white comedians or black comedians. This is 1995. So if I didn't say it, someone would yell and call me out on it. So I started talking about it, but my influence was from my dad mostly, right? And as much as I'm assimilated Canadian and American act, I still feel the need to talk about it because we are still not as assimilated as everybody else. A lot of cultures.
Fast forward to now, you still do it. Where does it land for you now compared to where it landed for you back then?
In the 90s, you had to explain what a Filipino was. You had to explain where we came from, the food we ate, and these days, you don't have to explain. It's not that everybody knows. It's everybody knows different cultures enough for them to not have to you didn't have to explain it as much, especially with the Joe Coy.
Yeah.
After Joe Coy, why explain the accent now? He did it.
It just makes sense.
Yeah, it's like the second black comic will always have it a little harder.
And you are part of that shift because you talk about it.
Well, how
does that feel for you?
Well, I'm part of look, Filipino comedians started in North America started in the 50s. This guy named Buzz Belmondo, he opened for Johnny Carson. He looked like you, very guapo.
Thank you.
He dyed his hair brown.
Yeah.
He forced himself not to have an accent. If you listen to ethnic or black singers in the 20s and 30s, they almost sounded white. Like they would just, because they had to be accepted. So Buzz Belmondo did that. He didn't talk about being Filipino. He talked about white things, even though he was 100% hardcore Filipino.
Yeah.
He just had a white accent because he changed it. Then you guys got people like Rex Navarrete, and then guys were coming up. I'm the last of that. I was the young brother, the kid that opened for Rex, Joe, Edwin San Juan. So these guys were my kuyas, my older brothers. So within that community, they fought a lot because they were fighting to be who's the next Filipino to make it to Hollywood.
The most Filipino of the Filipinos.
Yeah, but the most Filipino was Rex.
Yeah.
The least Filipino was Joe, but Joe was able to connect with non-Filipinos to a level none of us could, right? And everybody's like, oh, he's done very well because he's half white. No, he's done very well because he worked hard. And when you're half Filipino, you kind of work harder than full Filipinos because you don't feel full. When you're hungry, you always feel full.
What does your family say about all of this?
They hate it.
They hate it, really?
No. Filipinos are jokers.
Yeah.
The reason why Filipinos are jokers so much because we never had a lot of money. When a lot of people have money, you're very serious. When you don't have money, you joke around because that's the way you express yourself of pain.
It's also part of the mask, isn't it?
Yeah, because the more serious your family problems were, the more you laughed at it. My mom, I grew up with my mom in a wheelchair. We got a car accident when I was 6. My dad would just always just laugh through the house. So we didn't feel it. And what Filipinos are really known for around the world is making people happy. It's my job to make people happy on stage too. And a lot of comedians today are very edgy. Andrew Schultz, very, the angst. Filipinos don't have that in my generation. We're happy still. The second generation after me, they're angry New York, LA, Toronto Filipinos. They talk about, oh, life sucks, it's so hard. Shut up, kid. It's not that hard. We just laughed it off. That's something they don't know how to do today.
Ron, it's Asian Heritage Month.
Is it? I had no clue.
It started on the 1st, so yesterday was the first day. To me, it's Asian Heritage Day for you every day.
Yeah, well, I won a Chinese award.
And me. Both of us.
That's right. Yeah, I won a Chinese award in Asian Heritage Month in 1997 because they thought I was Chinese.
Did you accept it?
Yeah. I said, I can't speak Cantonese. And they're like, okay. So back then, I didn't say I was Chinese, Filipino, or Japanese, so they thought it was Chinese.
You're just Ron.
I was just Ron.
What will folks expect at your show?
Laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. They will learn something too. I mean, my set's only 10 minutes, but, within that set, your laughter is the first thing that your job as a comedian. Your second is is you want to make, for me, everybody has to make people laugh, but what is going to stand out after the laughter? You're going to learn more about Filipinoisms. You're going to love us a little bit more, and you're going to want to date me. You hear that, ladies? I'm joking. That was such a 90s thing to say.
Are you single?
I am single. Not by choice. Nobody likes me. I'm very baho in the dark.
Any favorite Filipino-isms that you want people to think about or focus on? I mean, just before we started this conversation, what was it that I did to you when you walked in?
You said, go get that, and then you pointed to your lips.
With my lips. No, I did the psst.
Yeah, you went psst, psst. Yeah, that's a Filipino-ism. That's how we call each other. And I'm like, I asked my dad, I go, why do you guys make the psst sound? Why don't you just call us? And he's like, I don't know, it's like a whistle. Yeah.
A failed attempt at a whistle.
A whistle. And so what it is Filipinos that couldn't whistle did, psst, But that's to call you, or to point with your lips. That's another ism thing. Picking up something with your feet, another one.
I'm good at that.
Yeah, but it all stems from being lazy.
Or being efficient.
Efficient.
And effective.
Yeah. That's what the Japanese would do.
Ron, thank you for this Friday.
That's it?
That's it.
Only 10 minutes?
That's all the time we have.
But you said that we were doing 2 hours.
I'm so sorry, Ron. This is all the time we have, okay? Oh, you ingat now. Take care.
Amazing.
Do you see your mom in your head now?
100%.
Thank you very much for this. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat to you too po.
Are you older than me or am I older than you?
I'm 50.
Yeah, okay, I need to say po to you because I'm slightly younger.
Bless my hand.
Yeah, here, give me your hand.
Here we go. Oh my God, he blessed it. Oh, it's so oily.
I'm sorry.
I'm joking. I'm just joking.
You're not wrong though. Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.